Welcome to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is your spiritual principle of a day episode, featuring a recovering addict.
Hi, my name is Julio. My clean date is January 6th, 2025. You are listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is the spiritual principle of the day for March 27th. Autonomy and Our Choices. We define ourselves by our choices. Living Clean, Chapter 2, Connection to Others. None of us chose to have the disease of addiction. We also didn't choose our upbringing or the demographic groups we belong to, our identity or culture, or to have our particular set of character defects and assets. These aspects of ourselves don't tell our whole story, not nearly. This truth also doesn't negate responsibility for our personal autonomy, our free will to make decisions that may, in many ways, be informed by these characteristics. Personal autonomy is having the capacity and willingness to act on our own behalf. As recovering addicts, our goal for personal autonomy is to have the capacity and willingness to do so while living by spiritual principles, as opposed to self-centeredness that drove a lot of our decision-making in active addiction. Through the 12 steps of NA, we investigate the hand we were dealt and what we did with those cards. This work opens many doors for us to make self-aware choices that align with our true values and a higher purpose. In step 4, I had an epiphany many of us have, realizing that holding on to my resentments was a choice that was holding me back, a member wrote. And my experience with step 7 shows me that when I'm about to act out on a shortcoming, I have a choice. For me, autonomy is the moment of grace where I pray. Help me choose differently because I want to live differently. We are as we do, not as we feel or think we are. We aren't all our outsides or insides. We can be kind without feeling kind. We can feel kind and not act on it. Our choices reflect our priorities. How we treat the people in our lives, from our sponsor to someone we want to date, to a server in a cafe, how we spend our time and money, how we act when no one's looking. We are no longer living by default vicariously through others. We've carved out who we authentically are and can make choices that reflect that version of us. We are autonomous, responsible for our own feelings, words, and actions. And just as no one can make us do anything, we can't make choices for others either. Spiritual principle. My autonomy, my willingness, my choice. Now, what do I prioritize today that reflects how I want to live?
The Voices of Recovery podcast is an independent production of the Works of Wisdom. We welcome your questions and donations via PayPal at voicesofrecoverypod@gmail.com. This podcast is an independent production and is not affiliated with, associated with, authorized by, endorsed by, or in any way officially connected with Narcotics Anonymous or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates. While NA literature may be read during episodes for the purpose of supporting recovery, such use does not constitute an official endorsement or representation by Narcotics Anonymous. In accordance with NA tradition, the NA name is not to be used to endorse or be affiliated with any outside enterprise, and no such endorsement or affiliation is implied. Music is by Sage. Thanks for listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast.